we are getting to that point that we all have been hoping to reach on justice for Mohbad. I'm sure you also want to get to that point where evidence and the disgrace before the final end of those that are responsible for the demise of Mohbad. I'm sure you're also waiting to get to that point. You just don't want them to be punished. You want disgrace before the actual punishment, before the legal punishment, the applicable punishment. Mohbad's mother, unfortunately, is going down with the whole thing. If you sit back and you choose, you felt because you needed to spite your son, you needed to spite the father of your son, you needed to punish the father of your son, you now decided to come and pitch tent with the prime suspect. You took oath. You agreed on sharing formula. You said, Wunmi, you know I have not betrayed you. Don't betray me. I'm going to keep your secret. Keep that we have also agreed upon. Unfortunately, Mohbad's mother will be going down in that lane of judgment. She will have to walk. She will have to walk it. That lane of punishment, she will have to be inside of that lane. She must walk it. Unfortunately for Mohbad, he came through these people. Now, what you're about to hear, you'll be hearing from, in fact, I think it is better I keep where you'll be hearing from so that you can process it yourself. This is serious. This is deep. This is serious. Mohbad's family, they are out, gone blazing. And I'm sure that you're also a member of Mohbad's family. Because as human beings, for the sake of humanity, we all have gathered together to make sure that this serves as an example. Yes, it is one of its kind. I believe that a lot of people who are famous, popular in Nigeria, but the demise of Mohbad and the outpour of people over it, it is a sign that some things needs to be done and undone in our society. The demise of Mohbad has created a lot of cleansing. People are now able to see who is who. In fact, there are some relationships that people are reconsidering. Like, look, am I safe here? This lady is showing characteristics of Cynthia Wunmi. This woman, she's showing signs as a mother-in-law to be of Mohbad's mother. I don't want to be part of this anymore. I think it's time for me to quit. And it's vice versa. It could be a man too. It could be a man, and you are looking at the family and that individual, this person. No, I don't think we should continue anymore. So today, for the first time, we are getting to see into what we all have not seen. I want you to pay attention, like and share. Let's get right into it.
Go on Germany. Mo jẹ́ ti jẹ́ widow tipẹ́, and I'm a retired principal. Ẹ kó sì lọ. Ẹ ní fọ́mọ yẹn ní good advice kó bá lè rí ilé ayé gbé, ẹ máa kirikiri bí orí tó sọ́ngi.
Ẹ̀yin ò rí picture corona request yẹn gan ni ẹ rí pé kòkò wà okay. Kò ń sùn dáadáa bí wà yẹn bí ò láyọ̀.
Àwọn wèrè yẹn, àwọn ọmọ Gen Z òṣì torí wọn ò pé. Mute wọn jẹ́ kó máa gbọ́rọ̀ tá à ń sọ. Just mute them. They are foolish.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Ṣé ayọ̀ ni àṣànà ń ṣe yẹn? Ọkọ ẹ wà ní morgue for the past 1 year. Ordinary DNA tí ò take 10 minutes lọ ṣe kó tẹ̀ fi vindicate rẹ kó jẹ́ kọ́mọ yẹn lọ sinmi. You refuse it. And you are still saying Wunmi is a widow. Wunmi is a saint. Wunmi is not kini kan orí yín ó ti burú. Èyí olórí burúkú yìí. tẹ́ fi gbogbo ara jọ wèrè tí wèrè tẹ́ kiri káàkiri orí péjì.
ó máa fi tara ẹ̀ kó bá ọmọ Liam yẹn nítorí èpè burúkú lórí ọmọdé
ọmọ yẹn náà.
ọmọ tí ò lè lọ sí school going to 2 years now ọmọ tí ò lọ sí school ọmọ tí ò lọ sí ẹni
Ọlọ́run láti yìí ọmọ yẹn ò tiẹ̀ Ọlọ́run láti kò wá sọ́ọ̀mù.
ó ti gbọ́mọ yẹn mọ́ra ọmọ yẹn ti rá mọ́ ọ lọ́wọ́ kí ló fẹ́ ṣe bí ẹlẹ́sẹ̀.
ẹ wò pàṣẹ bá wà láyé ó ń dán ló ń lo skin ẹ̀ dán ọrùn ẹ̀ ògùn ẹ wo bó ṣe nígbà tí picture interest yẹn ṣé yóò gbàgbà tí gbàgbà gbà yẹn àbáyé ṣe.
ọmọ tó yẹ kó lọ prove fún bàbá ẹ̀ àti kí ni èrè bàbá yẹn tó bá ṣe DNA test àbí ṣó possible kéèyàn máa tọ́jú ọmọ ọlọ́mọ kó wá dọjú alẹ́ kẹ́ni yẹn wá dé ẹni tó na ọmọ kó wá gba ọmọ kó wá ní pé òun fẹ́ gba ọmọ ẹjọ́ kí lè fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ nìyẹn fà ní gbọ́mọ.
fún gan ma in this situation gan ẹni tó lọ́mọ ò lè gbọ́mọ yẹn mọ́ ẹ gbà bí mo ṣe sọ fún yín kò lè gbọ́mọ yẹn mọ́ ọmọ yẹn ti di ó ti dòǹkọ́ òǹkọ́ sí Nàìjíríà ọmọ kò sẹ́ni tó fẹ́ gbà mọ́ because in this kind of case ta ló fẹ́ gbarú ọmọ yẹn kò dẹ̀ sínú ilé tọmọ yẹn lè fẹsẹ̀ tẹnu ilé ẹ̀ máa bàjẹ́ ní èpè pọ̀ náà.
ọmọ ẹ̀gbọ́n lè má belong ẹni tẹ́lẹ̀ kó belong to gan ó lè má belong to ẹni yẹn gan.
I'm telling you very promiscuous àbá àná ṣe máa ń sọ ìbò yẹn promiscuous lady máa toko ilé ìbọ̀dì toko ilé ìbọ̀dì.
ọmọ kí Mohbad lè ríru ẹ̀ tó ní sí ọmọ kí Mohbad kò ní ẹ̀ láyé àwọn kí Mohbad lè nírú àwọn tó dìde fún báyìí wọn mọ̀ kó lè ní láyé láyé.
lọ ṣe DNA test kí ló wà nínú DNA test báwo ni ìjà yẹn ṣe ṣẹlẹ̀ nínú ilé ni wọ́n bí ẹ́ kó o ṣàlàyé o ò rọ́rọ̀ sọ àdúrà náà tó yẹ kó jáde tó yẹ kó náà sọ̀rọ̀ òun náà jáde kó sọ̀rọ̀ ìyá Mohbad náà kó yẹ kó náà jáde ikú ọmọ yìí là ń sọ yìí náà àkọ́bí ọmọ ẹ lọ́kùnrin ìyá yẹn náà.
ìyá Mohbad gan like Mohbad mo rí pé according to statement voice message yẹn mi ti rí wípé ó ti rí pé ó fẹ́ gbé ògo Mohbad fún àdúrà lèmi rí sìn ó yàn pé ọmọ mi yẹn kò lè gbàgbé mi láéláé that means pé ó fẹ́ kí bàbá Mohbad mú Mohbad kí òun máa àdúrà bàbá Mohbad kí ni oyè yín ó ti bí pé òun máa lè jèrè àdúrà ń sìn.
ìjọba agbégùn rẹ sì wọlé o.
kò lè mọ̀ pé ọ̀nà tó wà lókè kò kúrò lórí àrò.
the music ìjọba agbégùn rẹ sì wọlé o ẹ bá wáyè fún wọn o.
ẹ jẹ́ ń drop ṣe gbọ́ ẹ ṣe gan.
ó bá ọ mọ̀ pé lọ́jọ́ kan lọ́jọ́ kan ṣá a máa gba justice yìí lágbá ọ̀rọ̀ lọ.
ẹ lọ open platform yìí ẹ máa defend.
ọgbà Gurexy ti dé ẹjọ́ náà yẹ kí wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ o.
ó yá Mr. Gurexy ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ o.
Dozo Popleto. Àwọn ibi tá a ti fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ o, but first and foremost, ẹ mọ̀ pé ní Friday máa ń tírín gan. So, hello.
láyìn rárá.
Ẹ jọ lórí Ọlọ́run.
Bàbá ṣì wà nígbà yìí bí ábí tó àwọn
ibi tí ìbànújẹ́ bá wà àwọn náà máa ń fẹ́ feel pé àwọn fẹ́ experience ayọ̀ so wọ́n máa ń sọ nǹkan tó máa ń dùn wọ́n nú at the end of the day inú ìbànújẹ́ yẹn náà máa padà sí so ìyẹn ò ń sọ̀rọ̀ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ tó wà nílẹ̀ yìí ṣẹ́rí a lot of things ni ó ṣẹlẹ̀ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Mohbad kọ́lọ́n kàn máa ṣàánú ẹ̀dá ni kọ́lọ́n ń ṣàánú wa. Ọlọ́run má jẹ́ kí a rí ìyá tó máa di ọ̀tá èèyàn. Ìyá Mohbad ti di ọ̀tá Mohbad kì í ṣe lójú ayé ẹ̀ nìkan even lẹ́yìn ayé ẹ̀. ẹnìkan jẹ́ kó yé mi lénìí wípé ìyá Mohbad ó ń gbẹ̀san lára Mohbad. Ó béèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ pé ẹ̀san kí ni? Ó ní nǹkan tí Mohbad ṣe fún ìyá ẹ̀. Mo ní ṣé Mohbad ṣẹ̀ ìyá ẹ̀ ni? Ó ní ìyá Mohbad rò pé Mohbad ṣẹ̀ òun. Pé ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ Mohbad nìyá ẹ̀ ṣe ń fìyà jẹ. Mo béèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹnìyẹn mo ní kí lẹ̀ ṣe Mohbad. Ó jẹ́ kó yé mi pé ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ Mohbad ní pé ó expose ìyá ẹ̀ pé 10 years àánú sí mọ́mì. Ó ní ìyà ẹ̀san yẹn nìyá yẹn ń gbà lára ẹ̀ pé nítorí ẹ̀ nìyá yẹn ṣe ń fi ìyà jẹ ẹjọ́ nítorí Ọlọ́run. Ẹ̀yin abiyamọ, látijọ́ tí mo ti ń rìn, látijọ́ tí mo ti ń kàwé, látijọ́ tí mo ti ń wo fíìmù, kò sí bí ọmọ ṣe lè ṣẹ òbí tó tọ́mọ yẹn bá fi kú ṣáájú òbí máa gbárùkù tọmọ yẹn ni. Mi ò tí ì rí láyé mi tí ọmọ bá fi ikú ṣàgbà òbí, tọmọ yẹn bá kú tán wọ́n máa ń dìde ti ọmọ yẹn pé kò sí bó ṣe lè jẹ́, bọ́mọ yẹn ṣe lè burú tó láyé ẹ̀, ikú tó bá, nítorí ẹ̀ ni Yorùbá ṣe sọ pé ọmọ ẹni ò ní burú títí ká lè fẹ́ kùn pàjẹ́. Ọmọ tó burú gan tó ṣe yẹ kó ń dà wọ́n láàmú tó bá ṣẹlẹ̀, ìyá bàbá ò ní jókòó kó mu pẹpẹ súpù níjọ́ tó bá túbọ̀ fún pọ́nmọ ẹ̀ kú náà. Ìyá Mohbad ńṣe ló ń dáṣọ tó ń pè òde ijó lórí ìwà àti ṣe ẹ̀. Wọ́n lọ máa ṣàánú wa ni. Ìyá Mohbad ti jẹ́ kí nílẹ̀ Yorùbá, nílẹ̀ adúláwọ̀ tí wọ́n bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ abiyamọ, ó ti fẹ́ jẹ́ ká máa mọ̀ pé ẹ máa là o. Tọ́ bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ pé abiyamọ ṣe gbá, abiyamọ ṣe lè, a máa sọ fún wọn pé ẹ là kó yé wa o, torí oríṣiríṣi abiyamọ ló wà. Abiyamọ gẹ́gẹ́ bíi, because ìyàwó lèmi mọ̀ tó yẹ pé ó máa ń da sẹ́lòmí kò kí ń da sẹ́lòmí. Ìyá ò gbọ́dọ̀ má da sọ́mọ, àfi ìyá Mohbad yìí nìkan ni mo rí o. And ìyá Mohbad tó bá ń gbọ́ kó máa gbọ́. I can say today pé mi mọ significance tí ìyá Mohbad bá ń ṣe pálapàla tó ń ṣe yìí, mi ò mọ significance kí n go àti pẹ̀lú ìyá Mohbad. Mi ò mọ significance ẹ̀. If tó o bá ń ṣe ẹgbẹ́ Oòduà tó ń ṣe ẹgbẹ́ funfun tí o lè tọ́ sọ́nà kó má hùwà ìkà, ẹnu àwọn aláwo mo ti máa ń gbọ́ pé ilé lèmi ó máa ṣe, èmi ò ní ṣèkà tí rẹ má dìbì ìpàdé dọ̀run o. White tó ń gbé ẹ̀ torí pé bójú ṣe rí ni inú ṣe gbọ́dọ̀ rí láwo funfun ṣe wà. Àwo dúdú wà, àwo aláwọ̀ pa wà, àwo oríṣiríṣi ló wà. Àwo funfun nítorí pé bọ́rọ̀ bá ṣe rí lọ́ ṣe yànnàná ẹ̀, bí nǹkan bá ṣe ṣẹlẹ̀ lọ́ ṣe máa sọ. Kán fẹ́ jìyà lé lórí, kán fẹ́ barúkọ wọn jẹ́ lé lórí, kán fẹ́ tẹ̀ wọ́n lé lórí ẹ̀. Àwo funfun ò ní fi dúdú kan fi pe funfun fún ẹ, bó bá ṣe rí lọ́n ṣe máa yànnàná ẹ̀ fún ẹ. King White, I can say your alliance with Iya Mohbad has no significance. Tó bá ní significance yẹn is not for justice. Retract your step, take a bold step, and come out bold. Against all odds. Àfi tó bá jẹ́ pé o lẹ́ni tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ fún tó jẹ́ àwọn ló ń san owó oúnjẹ, tó jẹ́ àwọn ló ń san sálárì fún ẹ. Ṣùgbọ́n tí ò bá jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀, kíyà máa jẹ àwo funfun, àì máa sọ wípé bẹ́lẹ̀dùà ṣe fẹ́ ló ṣe rí, bẹ́lẹ̀dùà ṣe fẹ́ ló ṣe rí. A sì nígbàgbọ́ nínú àwo àti òrìṣà tí ò kí ń ṣàbòsí tó ń ṣe. Ìyá Mohbad ó ní advert kan tá a máa ń gbọ́ ńgbà tá a wà ní school lọ́dún yẹn lọ́hùn. A ní wọ́n máa sọ wọ́n ní kíní kan mo ti dáràn. Wọ́n ní a lórí mi ò pé o, wọ́n lórí ẹ kúkú pé ò lálámọ̀ràn gidi ni. Ìyá Mohbad mo sọ̀rọ̀ láti sọ orí yín ò pé ẹ̀ tó lálámọ̀ràn gidi. ìyà méjì from double cylinder òun ló ń jẹ yín orí yín ò pé ẹ̀tún lálámọ̀ràn gidi ọmọ yín là ń sọ yìí náà ẹ jọ ṣé ilẹ̀ tó jẹ́ ilẹ̀ tí mo jogún nílé bàbá mi ará àtakùn á máa wá wọn lẹ̀ yẹn fún mi pé eléyìí ni máa fún ẹ o eléyìí máa fún ẹ o ìyá Mohbad tó bá jẹ́ pé nǹkan tó wọn yín filẹ̀ lọ́ fi capture yín orí yín ò pé nítorí pé ẹ̀yin gan ló yẹ kẹ́ ẹ wọ̀n fún wọn kì í ṣàwọn ló yẹ kó wọ̀n fún yín tẹ́ bá dúró dáadáa ṣùgbọ́n dúró yín kò ṣe ìdúró abiyamọ ìdúró yín kò ń ṣe ìdúró tí inú ọmọ yín fi máa dùn bí tó wà. nítorí ọmọ yín mo nígbàgbọ́ pé ọwọ́ ọ̀tún Olódùmarè ló.
ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ bá pa táàpù please. ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ kà.
ìwà máa mú kórìí má jì o ọmọ yín kò jẹ̀bi anybody láyé kò jẹ̀bi ọ̀rẹ́ kò jẹ̀bi ìyàwó kò jẹ̀bi ẹ̀gbọ́n kò jẹ̀bi àbúrò kò jẹ̀bi ìyá kò jẹ̀bi bàbá. so ó ń sinmi lọ́wọ́ ọ̀tún Olódùmarè ni ẹ gbàgbé gbogbo religious belief àbí religious kìíní nípa ìwà wọn la máa fi dáhùn. so ẹ má bínú so ọmọ yìí Cherry Mohbad tí mo bá yẹ ní ìyà ọmọ ìyá fìyà jẹ mí tí mo bá yẹ ní àǹfààní á pèsè àǹfààní fún mi ẹni tó bá yẹ ní ẹ̀tẹ́ ó máa tẹ́ ẹni tó bá yẹ ní ìgbéga ó máa gbéga ó ń fún kálukú ní báṣibáṣi nǹkan tó tọ́ sí ni it's serving everybody according to what they really deserve òun lọmọ yẹn serve everybody so ẹ jẹ́ ká fọkàn balẹ̀ nítorí pé ilé ayé tá a wà yìí bíbélì olórin ọmọ ọjọ́ apostoli ni mí I'm a full-fledged Christ Apostolic Church member orin wa kan sọ pé láti ayé yìí òun láti máa ní feelings ìjọba ọ̀run so bí ìjọba ọ̀run bá ṣe máa rí it's a thing of the mind kínú ẹ máa dùn láti ayé ìwọ tó ọ̀run ẹ máa dáa because tó bá ṣèbàjẹ́ tó jẹ̀bi anybody ayé yìí nínú ẹ ti máa yọ sí nínú ẹ ti máa dùn because you don't owe anybody and you are not carrying burden of anybody burden means pé kò níyàn sínú àbí kò ṣèkà fún yàn àbí kẹ́rì ọkàn máa jẹ́ o bá ti ní free conscience àti free mind kò sí nǹkan kan ayé yìí ló ti máa nírètí ìjọba ọ̀run nítorí iṣẹ́ tó ṣe àti ìwà tó wù ṣe rí àwọn kan wà ayé yìí ni iná ti máa jó wọn ayé yìí ni wọ́n ti máa ké àti ayé yìí òun ni ìnira ti máa bá wọn so tí wọ́n bá kú wọ́n continue ìnira yẹn ni. Mohbad is ready to serve everybody required and deserving breakfast ó dẹ̀ máa serve everybody round. ìyá Mohbad ẹ jọ̀ọ́ nítorí Ọlọ́run ọ̀rọ̀ tèmi gbà mí máa ń dàbí ẹ̀bẹ̀ o but kì í tún ṣẹ̀bẹ̀ ń gbà mí níṣẹ́ ló dàbí ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ náà wọ́n lè sọ pé ẹ máa súre fún ọ̀tá yín ó ní bí ẹni tó kó ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ náà lé lórí ni bí ẹni tó kó ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ náà lé lórí ni tẹ́ bá ń súre fún ọ̀tá yín ẹni tẹ́ mọ̀ pé ó ń bínú yẹn tẹ́ mọ̀ pé ó ń léjò sí yín ẹ wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí súre fún ìgbé ayé ẹ kó mú Ọlọ́run lílọ bíbọ̀ ẹ kó máa dáa àdáwọ́lé ẹ kó máa yọrí sí rere níṣẹ́ ló dàbí pé ẹ̀ ń kó ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ náà lé lórí nítorí àdúrà tẹ́ ń gbà fún yẹn ogun ọ̀run máa tàn ní ọmọ ayé ṣépè àdúrà tẹ́ ń gbà fún yẹn ogun ọ̀run máa yí ó máa sọ́ dègùn ni nítorí kò deserve iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ ẹ̀ gba àdúrà ó dàbí ẹni tó kó ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ náà lé wọn lórí ni. So níṣẹ́ ló yẹ kí inú wa máa dùn káyọ̀ wa máa kún nítorí láì mọ̀ ìyá Mohbad ó ti fún wa ní evidence náà torí ẹ̀ wá káàkiri in that voice note jọ́ pé tí wọ́n bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí simplify ẹ̀ ìyá Mohbad máa káwọ́ sẹ́yìn rojọ́ ni o ó máa ká mo lè sọ gbangba ó máa káwọ́ sẹ́yìn rojọ́ ni mo dẹ̀ gbẹ̀rí Ọlọ́run jẹ́ pé ẹlẹ́ṣẹ̀ kan kì yóò lọ láì jìyà Yorùbá dẹ̀ máa ń sọ kiri kan wá ní agbẹ́kọ̀ọ́lájà òun ṣolè ẹni tó gbà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ ló lè ẹni tó pààyàn kì í ṣèbàjẹ́ ẹni tó ń bàṣírí apààyàn gangan òun láláìdá. So let it be on record ìyá Mohbad wípé ìgbà tó yẹ kó o daṣọ àṣírí bo ọmọ ẹ ò dáàbò ìgbà tó yẹ kó o jáde fún ọmọ ẹ ò jáde ìgbà tó yẹ kí mo wà ń bì kan láàárọ̀ yìí obìnrin yẹn Kòtónú ló ti wá ó ń sọ Yorùbá yẹn pẹ̀lú èdè Kútọ̀nù ó ní pé kí ló ìyá Mohbad bá múlẹ̀ ó ní tó bá jẹ́ òun ni ó náà òun ò ní fìkan ṣe méjì o ó ní gbogbo nǹkan tí mo mọ̀ àti nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ gbogbo ẹ̀ ní máa sọ pé àbá àmúlẹ̀ ó ní mo mọ̀ pé èmi máa kú o ó ní ó máa wà lákọọ́lẹ̀ pé ẹni tó pa ọmọ mi òun náà ló pa mí pé kí ni mò ń ṣe láyé ńgbà tọmọ yẹn bá kú tí mò ń dúró pé kí n kúkú kí n sọ nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ kí n máa gbàbẹ̀ lọ. ìyá Mohbad ò ní nǹkan kan ṣe láyé tí àbá rí justice fọmọ yìí ìgbé ayé ẹ very useless if you can help and you are not doing anything for us to get justice. ìgbé ayé is a waste ìgbé ayé is useless ìgbé ayé is valueless tó o bá ní anything nípa nǹkan tó pa ọmọ yìí tí o sọ fún wa very very useless very very unnecessary torí ọmọ tó bí ní ọjọ́ kan tó kú ní ọjọ́ tó bí ó sàn ṣe ẹ tó bá wà láyé tí o lè sọ fún wa nǹkan tó mọ̀ nípa kú ọmọ ẹ̀ nǹkan tí wọ́n sọ fún ẹ nípa kú ọmọ ẹ̀ oyún tán ṣẹ́gun ọ bẹ́tà ẹ tí ò wáyé ó bẹ́tà ẹ because ìgbé ayé ẹ ńṣe ló tún wá fi kó bá ọmọ tó bí. I'm not sorry for what I'm saying nítorí pé ìyá Mohbad ẹ má bínú mà ẹ ti gungire kọjá ewé tẹ́ẹ̀dá bá dẹ̀ ti gungire kọjá ewé ó máa jábọ́ ni ó máa jábọ́ ni so it's really very sad but jẹ́ kí n sọ fún ẹ it's never too late ṣá o lè kó tùjìtì o lè kó ìwọ̀sítì o lè kó ẹ̀gbẹ́tì kí ni abiyamọ ń gbélé ayé fún nígbà tójú bá ń pọ́n ọmọ ẹ̀ ojú ò pọ́n ọmọ láyé ojú ń pọ́n ọmọ ẹ̀ lọ́run nítorí pé ọmọ yìí ń bẹ̀bẹ̀ fún justice ìyá ẹ̀ ló tún wá jẹ́ kọ́kọ́rọ́ lẹ̀kùn ìyá Mohbad ó mọ nǹkan kan ó mọ ìlọ́ọ̀tì gba àwọn tó ṣẹlẹ̀ nínú ilé náà ìyá Mohbad ìwọ ló ní kọ́kọ́rọ́ àdúrà lọ́wọ́ ọmọ ẹ ìwọ ló ní kọ́kọ́rọ́ dàrúṣà lọ́wọ́ ìwọ ló tún ní kọ́kọ́rọ́ blessing tí Mohbad sọ ìlọ́ọ̀tì fún ìwọ ló ní kọ́kọ́rọ́ wọn lọ́wọ́ kí ló wá dé tó ń ṣayé báṣubàṣu kí ló dé tó ń ṣe bíi pé láìsí wọ kò sọ lọ́hùn kí ló dé ọmọ tí ò gbójú ayé tí ò fi ọjọ́ ayé ẹ̀ tọ́jú ẹ̀ tọmọ yìí tún ń ṣe rere fún ẹ bí ìyá àwọn tó jìyà lórí ọmọ wọn jèrè ọmọ tó bó ṣe jèrè Mohbad níwọ̀nba ọdún tó fi lò ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn tó jìyà tó jìṣẹ́ tó jìyà lórí ọmọ wọn jèrè tó nǹkan tó jẹ lórí Mohbad ìyá Mohbad kí ló dé kí lọ́n bá fún ẹ ọ̀rọ̀ wo lọ́n bá sọ iwájú ta lọ́n bá mú ẹ lọ sọmú ẹ déwájú Ọlọ́run tó rọ́lọ́run sójú ni iwájú ta lọ́n fẹ́ mú ẹ lọ tẹ́niyẹn ò ní kú mọ́ promise wo náà bá fún ẹ ṣé wọ́n promise ẹ pé wọ́n ló máa ní Aso Rock ni àbí wọ́n ló máa ní National Stadium àbí airport náà máa fún ẹ kí náà bá promise ẹ tó jẹ́ pé nǹkan tó lè fi ẹ́ ní ìfọkànbalẹ̀ tó lè fún ẹ ní ìsinmi kó má ní bọ́dì nínú ọkàn ẹ o jáde tán kó sọ fún wa nítù tó sọ fún ará àta yẹn ó fi hàn pé o mọ gbogbo nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ and ìyá Mohbad ó dẹ̀ sọ fún mi fúnra ara ẹ pé ṣé a mọ̀ wípé ìwọ ló bí ọmọ yìí pé gbogbo nǹkan tó ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ ló mọ̀ kí ló wá dé tó sọ ìyá Mohbad mi ò bí Mohbad o mi ìtọ́mọ́ Mohbad mi ìtọ́mọ́ yín mi ìtọ́mọ́ anybody o ṣùgbọ́n mo ti fi ẹ̀mí mi lé I put my life in line all because of this justice mi jẹ́ ₦1 ₦1 Mohbad yìí lẹ́yìn òjò ọ̀rọ̀ àtẹ̀wọ́ ẹjọ́ brọ́dà mi eléyìí mi ò jẹ́ ₦1 Mohbad rí náà ìwọ ló fún 5 million ló ń gbalẹ̀ 10 million fún lórí oríṣiríṣi fún náà ọmọ yẹn bá wà láàyè mo mọ̀ pé ò ní sí Nàìjíríà mo mọ̀ tọmọ yẹn bá wà láàyè mo jẹ́rìí ẹ̀ ó ti máa ra apartment fún ẹ oye táṣàkẹ́ ń pa lórí pé ó fẹ́ lọ ṣeré ní O2 láàrin ọdún kan ẹ̀yìn Mohbad làṣàkẹ́ wà tá bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ Mohbad kí Mohbad tó kú ta ló ń já ṣàkẹ́ táṣàkẹ́ bá fẹ́ ra street fún ìyá ẹ̀ ó máa rà lénìí lórí performance ẹyọ kan ìyá Mohbad kí ló dé tó ń ṣe yan bí ọkà mi ò mọ Mohbad rí náà ẹbí ti bú mi ọ̀rẹ́ ti bú mi gbogbo ilé ti bú mi wọ́n ti sọ̀rọ̀ sí mi náà torí wọ́n mọ nǹkan tí mo tó wọ́n mọ nǹkan tí mo jù lọ pé kí ni mo ń wá ṣùgbọ́n mi ò rán anybody mi ò rán anything ìwọ tó wá ní ọmọ ìwọ ló ń ṣe láńgbá káàkiri ìyá Mohbad má jẹ́ kẹ́lẹ́ da ọmọ ìfìyà jẹ o tí Mohbad bá bínú tó bá bí gba ọmọ ó lè má jẹ́ kán dúró ó lè mi ò ṣe pé wọ́n sọ ni o ẹlẹ́dàá ọmọ yẹn yí o Abíọ́lá kú o Abacha kú o Délégiwá kú o Fúnṣọ́ Williams kú o Awólọ́wọ̀ kú o gbogbo wọn kú o sọ fún mi òkú tó fi everybody làkàlàkà bí eléyìí kó lè máa mọ̀ wípé tí Mohbad tó bá gbọ́nra fún anybody rẹ́rẹ́ àrùn tí ẹ máa ju ti òkú tó bínú lọ tó sáré pa gbogbo ìlú rẹ tó bá kàn gbọ́nra lásán pé ọmọ ẹ̀ ń jẹjú mi ó yá jẹ́ ń jáde tán ọjọ́ ń sáré yọjú síta fún wọn ìyá Mohbad ó yìí ń fún ẹ láyé orí ọ̀fẹ́ ni ó sì ń fún ẹ láǹfààní kó bọ́ta ni.
It is obvious that Mohbad's mother went into this as a result of greed. Although she said in her audio recording that she's only being careful to preserve her own life and the life of Adura. Now, is she saying this from a place of ignorance? Or she's just into her deceit, which comes from greed? What exactly? In our audio recording, which has created this vibration, this wave all over social media, she made mention of some vague, I am afraid, I don't want nothing to happen to my life. Is she referring to the Malians, the Sam Larrys? Is that what she's referring to? If she's really afraid, does it make sense to pitch tent with the person that can take your life? If Wunmi is Wu, or Wunmi's family, or the cartel that Wunmi belongs to, if they are the ones, I am also very sure that Mohbad's mother would have gone from one spiritual consultation home to the other. I am sure that she would have consulted. It is now left for those that she went to tell her the truth, if they even have truth, if they have anything that is worth telling him, Adura, and mother. I don't know. But from the audio recording, it shows that she does not have that free. In fact, let us say she's aware of certain atrocities committed by Wunmi, and she's with them because of the Mohbad's music income. That's the reason why she's there, hoping that through a child that does not belong to Mohbad, they will be able to claim it, nothing more. She has made it clear. She said, why should I pitch tent with my ex-husband? After all, both of us broke apart again the second time because he is unwilling to do away with the woman that is with him. I have agreed, but he has not agreed. Now, this brings me back to what Mohbad's father said. Upon realization that Mohbad's mom and Wunmi are the ones blocking him, he decided to do a U-turn. Like, oh, so, and I'm wondering why Mohbad's father would think in that direction. After all, when Mohbad and himself were together agreeing on almost everything with Wunmi, Mohbad's mom was also an outsider. So, why are you surprised that the table turned around? That's one. Now, let's go to some of the talk from our guest here. A lot of curses have been thrown out here and there from Wunmi's platform, from Wunmi's fans and all of that. And they are trying to make it appear as if Wunmi is a widow and that they should try to rise up to protect widows. She's being persecuted. A lot of, stupid things are being said about the status of Wunmi. Now, is it something that is unheard of that a woman, a wife, partner, girlfriend can snuff the life of the other person? It is not something that is new. It's common that either gender can snuff out life of their significant other. It is not something that is new. Does it now mean that the status of that person will not be written widow or widower? That you are a widow or widower does not mean that you are not the one responsible for the demise of that person that gave you that new status or status. Well, Gracie has always been with Mohbad's father and is privy to certain things that a lot of people might not be privy to. And some of those things are what he said, that in this life, when you talk about humanity, and he even brought it down to the Yoruba tradition, culture, or way of life, he said it is unheard of. It is unheard of. At the end of the day, what will she say? That my son offended me. In previous analysis, I explained certain things that Mohbad's mom is still holding. This now seems to be the assumption of a lot of people. Having looked and processed some of the leaked audio and the attitude of Mohbad's mother, they said, wait, what's going on here? Let us ask ourselves as human beings, regardless of even culture, Yoruba culture, whatever culture, Bantu culture, Igbo culture, Hausa culture, Fula culture, Swahili culture, or whatever culture, wherever you are from in the world. Let us apply common sense to it, because at the end of the day, we are all human beings. Culture is simply what you agreed upon or what has been forced upon you in your community, village, town, as a family, whatever. Is it normal? Let's look at this situation, this scenario of Mohbad. After Mohbad passed away, with all that we've heard, let's say Mohbad's mom, let us assume, which that is not what it is. She was privy to certain things, but I am also sure to an extent that Wunmi will not come and say, I buy your son. Maybe she explained, we were having a fight. You know how he normally fights me. We're having a fight. You know how it is. But before the fight, what happened is Prime Boy had done something to him. Maybe according to Adura, because she's still repeating that part of Prime Boy using some fetish weapon on Mohbad. So the story will be, and they had this, they had that. So that's what happens. I was telling him, don't do that again. Don't fight Prime Boy. Leave him alone. Avoid him. Don't let him come around us anymore. So Mohbad was angry. He was drunk. We were fighting. He held my leg. I held his leg too. He held my neck. I held his neck. So we now held ourselves. Then we got home. Then he now used something to push me. I now push him back. Whatever. And we called the nurse. The nurse injected him. He's not alive. But what about that child? The thing is that I'm not sure, because then we had a fight and I went with some other people too. Then we came back again. So now I don't know. Okay. But lawyer came in. The rogue lawyer said, look, this child will be needed to claim the music revenue of Mohbad. Only this child can. So what are you guys going to do? Then she thought about it, because she said it in that audio. She thought about it and said, am I now going to pitch my tent with Mohbad's father? No. That man that said Wunmi should beat me if they find me or see me around them, that I'm a witch. So, the part of Mohbad's Kenya trip where Wunmi had sneaked in hard substance, the person who is a family member, grandma, that's what she's called. I don't know if it is Mohbad's mother's mother or whoever, but I'm suspicious about this whole thing. I'm suspicious about it. The reason being, like, it's unsettling to me. Why? Well, it is difficult anyway. There is a limit to what you can tell your son, who has now become breadwinner. Yes. Are we going to say Mohbad was under a spell? Why will Mohbad continue relationship with Wunmi? Is it that it is something that he had done in the past and he's no longer interested in? It was forced because he had to be part of the Malian record or some Larry thing, whatever, or he needed quick cash then. So it was easy for him to forgive Wunmi. Because it is unbelievable that this thing happened and you are still with that girl. Oh, I don't know how many people are there. Oh, Cynthia is there. And you are still with that person till the person led you to your grave. It is deep. But the thing is that Mohbad is not alive. So we cannot blame him per se. We don't know. Are we going to blame father? It's not possible. You can't stop your son that is now a provider living on his own by himself to stop a relationship. The only thing is that you can only say, I'm not going to be part of this. I don't want to get you guys married. This is where Mohbad's mother stepped into it, because she was aware that there is going to be a so-called marriage. She was dressed, she was ready. Mohbad's father was only given a cap to wear and something to wear, like, oh yeah, you guys sit, act like this is a marriage. So it was at that time that Mohbad's mother was ready to do all. So she accepted a lot of dirty, terrible things. And Wunmi had a way. It is part of that recording, audio recording that Mohbad that got leaked, where Mohbad said, you will go and meet my mom and start telling my mom about me, that I did this, I did that. That recording states that Wunmi and Mohbad's mom had this kind of, mommy, let me report your son to you. This is what he did to me. This is what he did. This is how he behaved. It is complex. In all of this, you heard what Giresi said. We have never seen a woman like you. That's the question I said I want to ask. Even if it's not Yoruba culture, even if she's not a Yoruba woman, she could be anything. Bantu, she could be Fula, she could be Wolof, she could be Ashanti, she could be Ewe, she could be whatever tribe you want to talk about. But as human beings, where have you seen a woman, a mother, holding grudges, having grudges against her son because her son had joined wife to punish her? There are days, she said, Wunmi and Mohbad will leave the house from morning till night. 2 days, blah, 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 not giving them food or anything or caring. So Mohbad didn't care. And also the song, 10 years I no see mommy. That these are the things that Mohbad's mother is holding against Mohbad. Like you listen to your dad. You love your dad so much, right? You listen to your dad, isn't it? You sat down, listened to all your dad said. And me, I'm like nothing. You and your wife will go out. You don't even care if mommy has eaten. And I'm in your house visiting. You will go from morning to night. And when your wife comes back, she will cook a small meal and put a piece of meat on it. Is that how to treat a son? Is that how to treat a mom? A mother? But later on, maybe she had gone to, maybe Mohbad's heart got softened, because we cannot say everything is spiritual. Or maybe she had gone to exercise her own right as a mother by connecting with some people who gave her what and what to do and how to go about it to influence the Mohbad spirit and mind towards her in favor of whatever. I don't know. Or Mohbad's father, it got to a time it was overbearing. I don't know. The thing is that table turned. Millions of naira started pouring into Mohbad's mother's account. Things changed. Now, if things changed, why will you still have grudges against your son? Why will you not support the prime suspect? Oh, from what you heard from Adura, it is Prime Boy. Then it is Naira Marley. But Wunmi, nothing. The only crime Wunmi has committed is that child, there's a possibility that it might not be for Mohbad. But she is saying, if that child ends up not to be, you are going to hold Mohbad's father and Wunmi responsible. That's what she said. How? I'm wondering. That she's going to hold them responsible. Because they should have told her so that they can sit within as a family to discuss it and settle it. Everything that she's saying, front and back, it smells of greed and nothing more. Greed, 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 and more greed.